And a good Saturday, everybody. Thanks so much for clicking play and checking out the weather with me today. Jewel here at the J7409 Weather Channel. Here we have the satellite moving along this morning. You can see we have this system right in here that's moving along very, very slowly. Right in here, the most rain. This is what you call the gyre area. See all these different little systems coming up here? It's the gyre area. Now, some may say, what's this coming off the coast of Africa? Don't worry about it as of now. We have a lot of Saharan dust over here, and these storms may produce some rain, but more than likely they're not going to form for a while until this dust starts to ease up, maybe some point next month. After next month, we need to really watch out. You can see some of the dust right in here. Very heavy up here, and it's moving down. Looking like the islands, you might get a little rain coming up in these areas here. But here's the clincher. That little system that we've been seeing off and on for a while now over at the National Hurricane Center, it's looking like it might have a chance to form. And we're going to check all of that out, along with where severe weather may be, along with what's happening over on the West Coast. That's all coming up in just a few moments. And I've got two news stories for you, and I'll share those links. One of them made me think of Jonah in the Bible. I'll put links down. You can check these stories out for yourself in detail, but this was just unreal, folks. It was something I haven't heard happen since Bible days. A man yesterday morning was swallowed by a whale. That's right, he was out. He was one of these that picked the lobster up from the bottom, okay? He was a lobster man doing his thing, and it happened yesterday morning, and he was in that whale's mouth for about 30 to 40 seconds before the whale spit him out. The man thought first maybe a great white shark had got hold of him, but he didn't feel any teeth, and then he says, I'm in the mouth of a whale. What am I going to do? Is my oxygen tank going to give me enough oxygen? Well, God saved his life, and the whale did spit him out. So this happened in Maine. And all the details are right here. Go check it out for yourself. What a very, very lucky man. And secondly, the link for this story will be down below also. In North Carolina, I lived in the mountains for 8 years. All the rest of my life, I've been on the beach, okay? Well, chipmunks are in the mountains like crazy. But now in eastern North Carolina, we got some chipmunks showing up. This is a picture someone took in Wilmington, North Carolina. Now, why in the world are these chipmunks coming here? Do you guys see any wildlife or birds or fowl of any kind that you're not used to seeing popping up in your areas? And also, I'd like to add right quickly that right in here, the Wildlife Commission is specifically interested in sightings in New Hanover, Brunswick, Onslow, Duplin, Sampson, Baldwin, Cumberland, Moore, Montgomery, Anson, Richmond, and Robeson counties. So, and they want everybody in eastern North Carolina, if you see this little fella around your area, to contact your nearest wildlife personnel. Okay, here we are over at the National Hurricane Center, and this is looking like it might form into something. Let's check it out. It's disturbance number 1. Right now, it's just an area of cloudiness and showers, and they are developing over the Bay of Campeche and the adjacent land areas. Now, some slow development of this system is possible over the next several days, as it's going to move very slowly and erratically. A tropical depression could form in this area probably by Wednesday, and due to the slow motion, regardless of development, heavy rain is possible over portions right now of Central America and southern Mexico. Now, in 2 days, it's 10%. In 5 days, it's 40%. Right now, I may change my tune. None of this is wrote in stone. I think this is going to be a big rainmaker. It may turn into a tropical depression. It may turn into a tropical storm. And who knows, it might turn into a hurricane. But right now, I think it's going to be mostly a rainmaker. Where will it go? I'm not going to go through all the models right now because it's got to form and start to move up close to us. But most of the models have it coming up somewhere right around in here. Okay? Now, of course, it could bounce around. It might go over this way a little further. But I'm thinking right now what it's looking like from up here around Louisiana, maybe Mississippi, maybe Alabama, moving down into the panhandle of Florida, down a little ways. This is what it's looking like. Now, of course, as you just heard, it's erratically moving. It could bounce anywhere. And I'm thinking it's going to be just a big rainmaker. Of course, you'll have some wind with it, but it shouldn't be too severe at this time. But it's still a ways out. It could turn into a full-fledged tropical storm or a hurricane or a low depression area with rain and some heavy wind gusts. So I'm keeping my eyes on it. You stick around. You follow me. I won't let you down, and I'll keep you posted on it. Over in the Eastern Pacific, here we go with disturbance 1. These thunder showers with disturbance number 1, they're still very poorly organized this morning, and they are associated in a broad area of low pressure, and it's about 100 miles south of Puerto Angel, Mexico. Now, it's looking like these conditions could be somewhat conducive for some development, and a tropical depression still could form over this weekend. As long as the system remains over water while drifting northeastward. It's got to stay over water if it's going to materialize. However, heavy rainfall is still going to be possible over portions of Central America and southern Mexico through early next week. Formation in 2 days, 40%. Formation in 5 days, 40%. Now, here we go. This one's got a little more to it. Now, the showers and thunderstorms have become a little better organized than disturbance number 2 in association with a broad area of low pressure. It's about 1,100 miles southwest of the southern tip of the Baja California Peninsula. Environmental conditions appear marginally conducive for some additional development over the next couple of days, and a tropical depression could form by early next week while the system moves slowly westward. Thereafter, conditions are expected to become unfavorable for further development. 2 days, 50% chance. 5 days, 50% chance. Checking out where some severe thunderstorms may pop up today. Well, we do have isolated storms that may produce hail or strong wind gusts over the northeastern sections of New Mexico and southeast Colorado, and also in the western Texas Panhandle. This should occur this afternoon and evening. Now, we got a chance of some damaging wind gusts from the lower Mississippi Valley through parts of the central to northeast Gulf Coast also, as you can see. Lighter green, regular pop-up and splash and dash thunderstorms. And along the coast of eastern North Carolina, from Duck, excuse me, I had to swallow. From Duck to Oregon Inlet, there's a very high rip current danger going on. Moving a little further south along the Crystal Coast, it's a moderate rip current danger. And I'm sure probably also around the northeastern sections of South Carolina, some modern risk of rip currents also. As far as tornadoes go, less than 2% chance today. And when we come over here, I don't know what happened to it. I wanted to show you this. Let's see what's happening. Here we go. So far as the wind goes, greatest chance of wind at 15% is in New Mexico and the Texas Panhandle. When we come over to the hail, it's a very, very, very same area. So that's what the severe weather is looking like and where it may occur today. Keep your eyes on your skies if you are in any of these areas. Of course, it's possible anything could pop up. Make sure you can take shelter and stay safe if you see something form. And here we have the NAM map, courtesy of Tropical Tidbits. Thank you, Levi, for letting us use this map. It will run today through Tuesday at 2 p.m. Now, we do have some heat that is still expected to build across the interior west with some elevated fire danger. And all of this unsettled weather is likely across the eastern part of the country for the next few days, with a few upper level impulses passing through and along with surface fronts. Now, these features will trigger scattered thunderstorms, as I've showed you, from the Mississippi Valley eastward over the next couple of days. Widespread severe storms are really not expected. I showed you where you had that chance, but some strong to severe storms are possible in parts of the Mid-South to Southeast today and across parts of the Midwest and central northern Appalachians tomorrow. Now, the best chance for flash flooding, we've all had so much rain, or I should say many of us had. The best chance for flash flooding is going to be across eastern South Carolina, where there is that slight risk of excessive rainfall in place for today and tonight. And we are also going to have some isolated thunderstorms forecast for the southern and central high plains over the next couple of days. Mostly high winds and hail are possible in some of those storms. Meanwhile, let's go out west. And the main story, hot, hot, hot. The heat's going to build through next week as this upper level ridge expands, looking like triple-digit daytime highs again. I hate to tell you this, in the desert southwest, spreading into the southern high plains. And there is an excessive heat warning and heat advisories. They're all in place over those areas. And these above normal temperatures should stretch northward into the intermountain West Rockies and northern plains today. But temperatures are expected to become much hotter there over the next several days, setting records, folks. Now, given the heat and dry conditions, of course, that elevates the risk of fire weather, and it's in place for portions of Arizona and New Mexico today. Be careful. And also for parts of Nevada, Utah, northwestern Arizona for tomorrow. The exception to the western heat will be the Pacific Northwest. You should see temperatures near or just a little bit cooler than normal, along with rainy weather as a couple of cold fronts are starting to build up and come through the area. And that's a check of your weather today. Thanks so much for watching, my friends. I probably will not be here tomorrow. It's Sunday. I probably won't have a forecast, but with the good Lord's will, by the time I get back Monday, we should know more about that system that's going to come up slowly but surely in the Gulf. If you haven't subscribed and you are into the weather, please do so. Click that little J7409 weather insignia in the bottom right-hand corner. Click that bell and check off all to make sure you get all my latest weather videos. I would appreciate it so very, very much. Everybody, have a good day, a safe day, a blessed day. Thank you so much for watching, and peace, love, and kindness to each and every one of you.